Good morning, everyone. Russell Wright from themezoom.com and networkempire.com. And I'm here on the line with my team of SEO experts and the CEO of ThemeZoom, Network Empire, and several other companies, Sue Bell. Sue is an ex-military programmer, actually program architect for the U.S. military, and she is the CEO of ThemeZoom and Network Empire, and my business partner for almost 10 years now. And I wanted to introduce you also to Jimmy Kelley, who's on the call with us. Jimmy is a highly skilled SEO and traffic expert, former Department of Defense contractor. He's been doing tons of search engine rankings, and in our entire career, Sue and I seldom have met people who are as skilled as he is in analyzing data and understanding rankings and understanding what's really going on outside of the hype and the SEO propaganda out there. And we're going to talk quite a bit about that today. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today.
Thanks for having us, Russ.
Okay, we're going to talk about the Disavow tool. And the Disavow tool is, Disavow links tool is all the buzz right now. There's industry memes that have been put out there about the Disavow tool. If those of you listening are not familiar with the Disavow tool, it's a tool associated with Webmaster, with your Webmaster tools, and Jimmy's going to get into this quite a bit. But the word on the wire for the last few days via certain media outlets has been that the Disavow tool is useless, and that people who are using it for SEO purposes to disavow links or to get rid of penalties could be fraudulent. That was the implication of some of the articles out there. And so, Jimmy, we're going to jump right into this. And Sue also, of course, let us know anything that comes to your mind. This is unplugged. We have these conversations, SEO, we call them SEO Fridays. And we get into all of these things. Jimmy, just unload on this industry buzz about the Disavow tool being useless, and that somehow the idea that engineers manually have to copy and paste your disavow links or remember to turn something on, or that was what one of the articles out there said. Like, what's going on with all this? Like, what's the straight scoop?
Well, nobody knows exactly what's going on behind the scenes with Google, but I think we've had enough case studies and stuff where you can actually show that it does work. I think it works as intended from Google's end, but there's a few tricks to it. Where we've had the most success has been where we go and identify the bad links, whether you're looking for neighborhoods or quality or, simply just over-optimize for a specific keyword. When you take those and you go and you disavow, it's one thing to just sit there and go and just submit the disavow and then, kind of wait around for Google to do its thing with the next Penguin update.
Right.
The thing that happens, this is my belief, is I believe that it actually changes those links to nofollow. And in the process, though, it's not just a matter of doing that. It's a matter of Google going out and recrawling all those places that it found the links on. So, for instance, it might take a long time for them to recognize that you disavowed the link, where, if you went out with an automated tool such as GSA or SE Nuke or something of that nature, and you forced these links to get indexed going to your site, well, 8 months later, 9 months later, who knows how many years later when the Penguin started coming out, and the disavow tool is introduced, people are then going back for these really old sites and putting all these links in the disavow tool. But the problem is you kind of forced that indexing back then, and who knows if Google can even find those links today. And so one of the tricks that we've always used to kind of help recover these sites so quickly is we go in, we identify the bad neighborhood links, we submit them in the Google disavow tool, and then we take those same links that we disavowed and we go and get them recrawled by Google. When you do this, it seems to just react very quickly. Typically, we've seen results in as few as 3 to 5 days on average. And your sites just pop back typically to where they were before, sometimes stronger, sometimes
exactly
less, but it's a big boost.
Yes, and one of the things I wanted to let everybody listening know is that these are the kinds of things that you have to test and not make presumptions or try to guess what Google's doing. A lot of the SEO buzz out there is really guesswork based on extrapolation, not necessarily a bad thing, unless you're going to go viral with presumptions that are pretty bold headlines. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that when Jimmy is talking, this little screenshot of one is one of many, 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 many. This is not like, okay, we found this one case where the Disavow, so that we could be right for the wrong reasons. In data analysis and heuristics, you actually have to test your results rather than making derivative comments and/or busting out headlines. That's how memes are born. So you actually have to. In my company, I teach the propaganda and the marketing side in Network Empire. So that's just something that we know. Sue has taught me, who's also here with us today, a ton about big data and about data analysis. And then meeting Jimmy, I've had the pleasure to actually see how data works and what testing really means. He's taken my understanding of testing to a whole nother level, along with Sue, teaching me all that stuff. So we have seen again and again. Let me repeat back to what I hear you saying, Jimmy, is that the presumption or the assumption that the Disavow tool is not working could come if you were disavowing things and then not getting them recrawled. It's that simple. Or you didn't know how to get them recrawled.
That's correct. There's also another portion, and this example that you're showing, I mean, this was a result of one of our students in our traffic hospital course.
Yeah, that's traffichospital.com.
And this was one of 17 sites that recovered within the space of a 3-week time period.
Right. I mean, just in case, at traffichospital.com, there's so many testimonials now that I don't have any more room, so I don't put them on there anymore. But they're following our exact. I actually have to take them to our wiki. But that point is, we're not talking about this just so they can say, hey, we're right and the industry's wrong. The thing is, it's actually understandable, although that's probably true. It's understandable why somebody would come to the conclusion without testing. I mean, I can see that, because this question came up with one of our own students. It's like, okay, how should I get things recrawled? What does that mean to get things recrawled? And this is pretty sophisticated stuff without testing to try to guess. The other thing is I personally feel that it's highly unlikely that somebody manually inputs, copies and pastes a text URL of Disavow links into a parse engine. It's just not how Google tends to work. It's not there.
Absolutely. Do you want to pull up that transcript?
Okay. And somebody did mention that in one of these articles buzzing around out there, that was he left the impression that was what was going on. And Jimmy went ahead and a lot of people use John Mueller. You guys, I want to caution you of using John Mueller. Occasionally he'll have his own internal contradictions, but not on this one. We couldn't even find the indication. Jimmy, do you want to read this? Or?
Yeah, so this is his response. He's saying, usually what happens is it takes a while for us to recrawl all of those links that were pointing to your site and to recognize that they're gone or that they're in your disavow file. After we've recrawled and re-indexed them, again, that proves, a point there. Mm-hmm. After we've recrawled, then we have to reprocess them for the algorithms. So algorithm to me that's the algorithm. That's not a manual process.
Correct.
This is something where the next Penguin update comes, it will be able to use the new data that we have based on those updated links. Now they're assuming, I believe in this response, he's assuming that you're not forcing the recrawl of these links, but that this would take place over time before another Penguin update.
Gotcha.
So,
yep.
And Sue's got another valuable piece of information for those that might have used spam tools to build hundreds of thousands of links.
Oh yeah.
That she'd probably like
what
to
share. What were you saying, Sue?
Yeah, well, there's actually 2 or 3 reasons why I could see that somebody might use the Disavow tool and it either didn't work or they think it didn't work.
Right.
One is that there's a size limit to the file,
Correct.
to the Disavow file. And so you got a 2 megabyte size limit, and past that point, if you've built some incredible links and you get a good sized file, then you can easily go over that. So past that point, I suspect that the entire file might be rejected, because that's what Google tends to do when the files are too large. And the other thing is the links that are disavowed don't actually disappear from your webmaster tools. So if you're going by the links in your webmaster tools and you put in your disavow file and you wait 6 months and you still see them in your webmaster tools, you might think, hey, it didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the reasons why you want to keep a copy of the file that you actually submit, so that you can go back and verify, hey, yeah, I did actually submit that. And the other thing that I'm thinking is, if you've had some bad links built to your site, there's no system out there that can give you a complete set of links that come to your site, right? So
right.
If you've only got a partial list and you submit that partial list to the Disavow tool and your filtered penalty doesn't get lifted, it could be because you didn't get enough of the bad links.
Interesting. Yeah, so there's a limit to the size of the file that they take, and that's really, really cool information, Sue. That kind of reminds me, as I'm nowhere near as skilled as you guys and all this heavy-duty lifting, but like the time that I tried to submit 500,000 links to the Google sitemap in one file. I mean, you can just scroll to the bottom of the page and the Googlebot has died. It's just like dead and it's belly up. It's just looking at the ceiling going,
right, little legs in the air.
Can you please make it only 50,000? So the XML sitemaps have to be 50,000. Even then, I go smaller than that because I get better results or just more crawls. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting how that works. So that's a huge point. So hopefully, this conversation is helping our listeners and our thousands of students worldwide understand how much thought goes into really looking at the courses. We don't just launch stuff on guesswork. We've totally tested all of our stuff. And again, no one person knows as much as everyone. The thing is that we have to watch what's being said out there. And when you're using the Google Disavow tool, I strongly recommend, I'm just speaking from my own experience. I've been in the SEO business for a decade now. I hang out with some of the smartest minds in the world around it, and I don't push the disavow button unless I picked up the phone and called Jimmy or Sue. I just don't. I mean, there's a reason for that. I don't want to blow myself up or do anything wrong, and so just be careful when you're using it. Google has their own warning on here for a reason, and I seriously doubt that this advanced feature warning would have warnings all over it, and if somebody had to print out the TXT file and walk up 4 departments over to the next room and hope, spray and pray, that it's going to get processed. I'm pretty sure it's automatic. But again, Jimmy's correct. We don't know exactly, and it could be a spoof, but we know it's not based on that information that we just got. Do you guys have anything else you wanted to add to today's conversation? I think it's huge. I think we've put this myth to rest. Strongly recommend SEOs listening to us because we do have thousands of students and SEOs worldwide. Give us a call or join our Skype group. We have a free Skype group as well. If you want to debunk something or wonder if, ask a question about something with a team that's doing this stuff every day, living, eating, and breathing this stuff, please do let us know. You can also view some of the testimonials and videos on traffichospital.com as one of our many, many courses and sites. And so you guys have anything to add to that?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think you covered
All right.
it.
We're going to cover everything on the blog post, and we're going to give you the links that we talked about in today's conversation. And for anybody who's written about this stuff, we appreciate your contributions to the SEO industry, and no offense was intended on this. If you have any questions, please do contact us. We're serious about getting accurate information out to the industry and the correct memes and epimemes that are based on testing. To students and SEO agencies worldwide. This has been Russell Wright, Sue Bell, Jimmy Kelley on networkempire.com. Thank you.